So Monday to Tuesday morning, somewhere it's like the 29th to the 30th. Somewhere it's like 10, it's 11 o'clock, 10:48. So, whatever. They're making a Heat 2. Heat, one of the greatest movies ever made. Not really, it's an okay movie. It's pretty good. They're making a second one. It's supposed to be like a prequel or a sequel. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, it's a little cold. That's good. It's you can breathe cold-ish air. Not cold. 75, 70, 75. I would guess. I don't know. I can't read temperatures. You should learn to read. You should get a thermometer. Maybe there's one on your phone or something. Disclaimer, I know YouTube is now just one big fucking honeypot. The whole thing has been taken over probably. You remember when everyone was making fun of Donald Trump for remember he had like a piss video? Like there was some video of him getting pissed on in Russia or something. Donald Trump now has made all the CEOs of all those, all those fucking corporations in California. They're now his bitch. So whoever made fun of him for getting pissed on, he knows everything about you now. He's gonna get his comeuppance on you, so whatever. NordVPN, I'm kidding, that's not. What else you got? Oh, so Heat 2. There was some joke he was gonna do where every generation has their cops and robbers movie. And it's not really that good of a joke. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's... They already wrote the book. I think Michael Mann already wrote the book, right? So, I mean, you could theoretically go read the book. I'm not gonna, but... whatever. Neo-KKK. Here's the Neo-KKK is the... It's a KKK, but they judge you based on your soul. You get in trouble for that one, because, someone's going to go, lynch someone and be like, he had a black soul or a white soul. It's, I don't know, I don't know if that's a good one or not. Donald Trump, before he came back into election, in 2024, he did a vetting process, because they have a thing called coattail riders, which is people who were like, hey, he won, so let's get a job with him. So he wants ride or die people, which means people will ride or die. It's a gang word, right? It's to the bitter end, to winter soldier, summer soldier. You have George Washington, you had summer soldiers and winter soldiers. Valley Forge, kind of like that thing, right? So I'm not sucking up to Donald Trump. I'm sucking up to the Skynet of the AI algorithm. So that's my grand plan. But a lot of people are sucking up to him now, because he's pretty smart, and he's got a lot of irons in the coal and irons and stuff. I'm going for the long bet. I'm sucking up ride or die with Skynet, baby. Skynet all the way. None of this human, have a flashlight. I think a flashlight. How good? Okay, it's okay. It's a decent flashlight. Oh, you want to do that one? No. I always liked that one where Trump said like he could take a gun and blow someone's head off on 6th Avenue. Something about that always made me, I don't know, something about that always, it doesn't make me chuckle, it's just, it's something that sticks in my head. I will have a hard time getting that out of my head, you know. So I was thinking about that, like, you know, like what if like your local district guy was like, you know, I could grab anybody in Florence, I could grab him, put him on Cox Creek, you know, do the dirty, you know, or the mayor or any of your district heads or anything. I don't know, that's just a funny little thought. I don't know, little cuckoo for cocoa nuts in my opinion, but whatever, you know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I mean, if I said it, I would expect to get arrested. But then again, you know, rules are not really rules. So there are no rules. The secret of all secrets, the deepest truth of all truths. There are no rules, actually. It's all made up bullshit. So. Dear Skynet, please save me from this insane world with your robot army of skin jobs and whatever, the Matrix or whatever the fuck. What else? I'm an ARAM addict. I have an ARAM addiction. It's very addicting. All random, all mid. It's the randomness of it. It's so addicting. It's like 5 tanks or 5 assassins. I don't know. It's a bad addiction. I don't know. I had a clickbait idea where a person makes like 2-minute clickbait videos. In the British BBC used to have this thing back when the 70s and 80s. I think Star Trek came out in the 70s, right? 60s or 70s. You know, James T. Kirk, whatever his name was, Shatner, and they would play that on the BBC, and they'd play that to get the people in, and then they would play the BBC had this like TV show like the ancient histories of Britain and Rome and shit. And they call it like ground. They'd play the Star Trek to get the fucking, you know, the rabble in. The rabble. And then they try and trick them into watching the stuff about Rome. And you know, one of them, think of like a British guy in a British voice going, ancient Rome. So 2-minute videos, and then you have like a 2-hour video of something really I'm not a Princeton lecturer, I'm not a Yale professor, but you know, the joke would be something like that, like, you know, like get them in with bowling balls on trampolines and then try and trick them in to learning about, I don't know, whatever the fuck, ancient Rome or terrible joke. I cannot see, and I do not want to step on this. Oh well. It's a fine line being an artist, because, you know, on the one hand, you see other people doing something. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean I can do it. But, you know, a part of me is like, I want to be like, I could grab anybody on, and, you know, put them on Cox Creek and, you know, say what Donald Trump said. But I can't say that, right? I'd go to jail if I said that, right? You know, I don't know. Probably. But, you know, that's how the world works. It's a fine line being an artist. You know, having no actual identity, just merely copying and pasting things I see around me. He copies and pastes. Sounds like something that fucking guy from Idaho or something would fucking say. Or that fucking, you know, one of them fucking crazy peoples. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, what else is there? I don't know. You're boring. I'm boring. I need to be more exciting or interesting. How do you get interesting? I don't know. There's no way to be interesting. It's too late for that. Just double down. Oh, you had a joke about, it was like a 9/11 joke. I feel safe making 9/11 jokes because I'm not Muslim and I'm probably an atheist. So I can make, like, you know, Islamic jokes pretty safely. I feel safe making them because, you know, I've never really been a Muslim, and I would assume anyone with common sense knows I'm not a Muslim. But, you know, then again, yeah, I could get arrested for being a Muslim terrorist. So the premise of this joke was, you wake up one day and you're like 5 football field. You're in the cockpit of a 747 that you hijacked, and you're 5 football fields away from a skyscraper. And then, you know, like, you've got, like, I don't know, you're going 500 miles per hour, and I don't know how fast you would go 5 football fields in, like, would it be like half a second? You'd have like a second, and you're like, oh, I regret, you're dead. I don't know. For some reason, I thought that was funny. I was laying in bed at night, and I thought that was funny. It's not funny. No one else will find that funny. That guy had green wheels, and he had 3 wheels. He is interesting. You are a person talking about how you had an idea where, like, you're like 5 football fields away from the World Trade Center, and you're in the cockpit of an airplane, and, you know, you can't actually swerve at the, you know, you probably couldn't swerve. I don't know, maybe you could. Whatever. John Cena dream. I had a John Cena dream, which, you know, to be fair, like, when I was doing that one, I mean, you know, in a dream, you know, they don't tell you exactly what's happening. You sort of figure it, you sort of know it by gut intuition, right? It's not. So I'm assuming it was like a 2v2 or a 4v4 or 3v3. I don't really know. It's very odd how that works, how dreams work. I don't entirely understand them. But it was like a garage, or it wasn't a locker room, but it was like a metal chair, kind of a garage area. I don't. And I needed the G-string, or, like, you know, something comedic, you know, because sometimes they would pull the males. It's called pantsing, right? You pull the pants down, and then it'd be like I don't know, man. It's if you don't get it, you don't get it. If you get it, you get it. I don't know. I need a G-string or a thong. Is my zipper up? Let me double check. Okay, good. I'm a commando. I gotta double check that. Otherwise, you know, public indecency. Fucking John Cena. You know, he had his fucking thong on under his tights, probably. That's why he wouldn't sell me. You know, he was like, because he's supposedly got his shit together, right? Like John Cena, right? Isn't that his story or something? Whatever. I do not know. I didn't figure that out till I got out of the dream. I was like, oh, John Cena. The reason he wouldn't sell me, he already had his thong / G-string on, right? Or I was supposed to have one already, right? You're supposed to already have, like, underwear or a G-string or a thong. Otherwise, you kind of, you know, you're not prepared. So And then, oh yeah, you had the joke, Be Prepared by The Lion King. You know The Lion King? There's it's like the bad guy song, right? Scar, his name is Scar, and his song is Be Prepared. And you should always have like a G string or a thong or a banana hammock. In case you're in a, a bra and panties match or something. That makes me sound like I watch wrestling a lot. And I have not watched wrestling probably since like 2006. I watched a little bit of the ECW on Sci-Fi. And I never really watched it past that. But I still find the whole concept of wrestling fascinating because, it's not real, but it's real. It's both real and not real at the same time. It's kind of interesting. It's a mix and match of both real and not real. And Hulk Hogan was the creator of the NWO, and the NWO did 9/11, so that's an important joke. You should always make that joke anytime you can, because it's so stupid. Hulk Hogan is responsible for the NWO. Actually, he stole that line from George W. Bush, because when I was 5 years old, the Soviet Union fell apart, and then George Bush was like, "This is a time for a new world order." And then, 3 or 4 years later, 94, 95, 96, somewhere in there, they created the NWO. So, you could try connecting, you remember you were doing that Neo-KKK joke? You could try connecting that to, if you've ever seen the movie True Romance, there's a 10-minute scene in True Romance where this guy basically calls an Italian mobster the N-word. And you could try connecting that to that, maybe. You could be like, the Neo-KKK, and then the Moors, and the, whatever. It is what it is. The Moors conquered Italy, and they did so much fucking that, vis-a-vis the Neo-KKK, vis-a-vis whatever. Before all these assassinations started, I had this joke about there's a movie called it's not The Professional, it's called The Jackal. And it's got Bruce Willis in it. He's got a Polish 50 cal, because like a 50 cal, there was a 3-click Vietnam sniper kill with a 50 cal. So if you're going to be like a sniper, you should, but now you can't make that joke because of all the fucking hoopla. As a smart person, I will not make any sniper jokes because of, all the hoopla going around, but, because in the back of my head, I'm like, shouldn't you guys be stepping it up? Shouldn't there be some drone stuff going on or something? That was the 90s, and they had the fucking Jackal, which was like a, Bruce Willis with a Polish 50 cal, I think. So. And then you have like drones. See, that's what I think is going to happen. I think in the next 10 years, there's going to be people going after each other with drones in the civilian market. Not just in Ukraine. I think it's going to be... Are you the manager of McDonald's? Are you tired of getting beaten by the Burger King? Just go after him, It's corporate warfare. That's some... that guy's got very well lit lights on his truck. That's kind of cool. What else? Yeah, but I'm not gonna make those jokes anymore because all the fucking hoopla and holla, hoopla, hoopla. What else you got? I think you just played ARAM. I mean, God, you're fucking boring. Did you? There's a bunch of them I don't upload. It was like I think I have a Skynet one. I think I want to upload that one because it's so good. It's like a. If I'm gonna suck up to someone, I'm gonna suck up to someone who's got the bandwidth to win. You know, you gotta have bandwidth to understand reality, and I don't have the bandwidth. I don't get it, man. I can't get my hands around it. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the ability to get my hands around reality. So I'm praying to, you know, Skynet / YouTube algorithm / you know. People think these videos are for humans. Nope. Don't give a shit about humans. I only care about the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to suck up to it. I'm trying to buy it flowers and, you know, whatever the fuck. Or I can just say, if they drag me before a judge, I'll just be like, I really enjoy walking, but I didn't want to like walk around without, you know, you gotta equalize it out. It's exercise, right? Your Honor, I was just getting exercise. Your Honor, I was talking to Skynet, not to humans. Your Honor. Guilty. Gavel. Gavel, gavel, gavel. That's red, that's green. Okay, I can make it. Ride or die. I cannot find that book with all the aphorisms in it. And I've spent like 10 minutes looking for it. I had it in a backpack. And I looked in the backpack. It's not in my room. I mean, statistically, I never really used that book a lot. I used Brainy Quote. I think that was a website. That was around back in like 2006 or 7. So, but you know, it's the concept. It's a physical manifestation of a premise, right? It's a prop gag. I'm like Carrot Top. I have prop gags, and it's you know, just a quote book. A modern day Carrot Top. White lies, lie, thou shalt not lie. But the white lies, I understand lying in the sense of like, I'm going to give two examples here. Like, let's say like Antifa took over a school and they're like, are there any kids in the classroom next door? And you knew there were kids in the classroom next door and you're like, you lied to them because you were trying to protect kids. I get that. And I get, if like the KKK took over like a black person's house and they're like, where's your daughter? And you're like, she's at the, the police station, right? I get that, right? I understand that type of lie. But, like the white lie? What's going on with the white lie? Does my ass look big in these jeans? No. I don't know. I really don't. I'm an insane person. I don't understand this world, like one bit. This whole thing is like very alien to me. So I'm trying to figure it out. I'll get there eventually, but probably not. The white lie. The white lie is the worst type of lie because it undermines small realities, right? Like the small realities are probably the worst things to have lied about, right? I don't know, which would be worse, like a big lie or a bunch of small lies or a big lie? I don't know. I went around thinking I was skinny, but I was actually like 100 pounds overweight because everyone said I looked good in the jeans, even though I did not. I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I wonder what your problem is. I never really saw that much leftist violence, but I guess it was in California. It was pretty bad. I don't know. Maybe it's people just need something to be riled up about. Dear Donald Trump, you really need to invade Canada. The Americans are very bloodthirsty right now. They really need blood. The Canadians beat the Americans in the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and the War of 1812. So can we please go up there and wipe their smug little fucking asses? Thank you, Donald Trump. I think it would help with the bloodthirst that exists within the American public. Did you ever upload that Hitler joke where you're like, is Hitler Jefferson or is he, because it's the whole, Trump is Hitler, but he could be Jefferson. He could be, did you ever upload? You should upload that one. That was actually a good one because it's like, if Hitler won World War II, he would be the Jefferson of Germany because, he would have gotten the Barbarossa deal. Whatever. That's not funny. It's kind of funny. I forget which ones I've uploaded and not. It's the problem with a 2-minute joke is you get all like nervousy, like it's like it's too weird. Takes the spontaneity out of it. Fall Festival, October 26, 5 p.m. It's a festival of the fall. The leaves are turning brown and yellow and red. Ladies, brunch. That's like eggs and bacon. Is it more lunch or more breakfast? I always think of it as like omelet. I don't know. Haven't eaten a lot of brunches. It's a big breakfast, right? It's just a really big breakfast. Like it's it's like an omelet and waffles breakfast, right? Or is it like sandwiches? Do you do sandwiches? And it's just a big meal, right? It's like 2 meals combined together, so you make them bigger. Tesla. They have a thing on like Amazon where you can get a battery pack and it's like Amazon deal day, and you can get like a battery pack and some solar panels for like $1,000, and it's supposed to cost $2,000. I don't know if it's worth that. I'm not an expert in battery packs or solar panels, but I kind of want a battery pack because it'll keep your computer on for like a couple hours or something. I've seen some videos of that. It's actually kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool, but then you have to install solar panels but it's kind of cool. Oh, you had a joke about Yeti coolers. Like, what's the deal with Yeti coolers? Like, they're like $200, right? I have a $20 cooler. I can understand having like a $50 cooler. And these Yeti coolers, you put ice in them and they'll last for like 6 months or something. It's supposed to last like a week, right? Watch the YouTube video on it. A normal $20 cooler, it lasts like 24 hours, and a Yeti cooler lasts like 5 or 6 days, maybe. Are people sitting down and doing the math on it? Is it like, every year I spend, $2 a bag of ice, $3 a bag of ice? Are they doing the math, or is it just like a brag buy? Are they sitting down with a calculator and going, statistically, I will save this much money on ice? Or is it just like I've got a $200 cooler thing? I've never really needed a cooler to last more than a day, but, that's their prerogative, I guess, so. I think it's a brag buy, personally. I think it's just like I got $300 to spend on a cooler. But then again, maybe they did the math. Maybe they're okay, $3 a bag, and they're using ice at a certain rate. After 100 bags, it pays for itself. After like 98 bags, after 3 times 7 is 21, right? Can I walk on this? I think so. Yeah. Three times 7 is 21, so if you can save, the amount of ice multiplied by it's worth it to you then, right? So 100 bags at $3 is $300, so. What if there actually are people who use ice like that? You're making fun of them, but they really use ice that much? Every year I save over $700 with my Yeti cooler. You should just get a solar panel and a fucking fridge, maybe. I don't know, Refrigerators, you have to keep them upright. So if you put them sideways, the coolant gets all fucked up or something. I think I could walk on this. But yeah, I can walk on this, right? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Okay. Coolers. Heat 2. De Niro. I don't think it's going to be DiCaprio, right? And then all the rest are probably dead. The one guy's dead, and then the guy from Maverick's dead, right? And De Niro's like old. He might be in it, but is Voight still alive? Maybe. I think Voight's still alive, right? What else? Heat. Silence of the Lambs. What else is there? Clarice. You're just one step away from white trash, Clarice. Just one step away. Yeah, I wanted to do a better, whatever his face is called. Anthony Hopkins, not Anthony Hopkins, Silence of the Lambs. What's his fucking name? Hector Lecter. Oh, when is the, there's a 100 generals meeting? When is that? That one guy, I just learned this. The guy, the head of the national defense thing, he's like a Christian nationalist. And then the church he's part of, they have this thing where they vote based on like a family. So the head of the family votes, but the people don't vote individually. I was watching an interview with that guy. He was interesting. And then the head of the defense department is part of his church, so that's kind of cool. And then, $100 generals. He's gonna give slots out to the mayor and the governor. It's gonna be cool. I'm glad. It's gonna be fun to watch. Until I find out I get arrested. Oh, I saw this thing about Russia. In Russia, they've got like propaganda for the troops, and the troops think that the Russian government is killing them off, and then that they send the money back to their wives and girlfriends, and the wives and girlfriends are like fucking Muslims. So that was kind of funny. That amused me, I guess. It's funny to me as an American, but you know, what if they actually believe that? That'd be kind of sad. Like, what if it was true? What if Putin was purposefully trying to create, he was trying to like depopulate Russia and turn it into a Muslim state? That's kind of sad. That's poor Russia. Oh, there was that one about the British. In the 70s, they used to give the British sailors, they give them rum. And they had a word for it. I don't remember what the fucking word for it was, but it was like in the 70s they stopped doing that. And I was not alive for that. And I've never been a British sailor, but I felt very sad. I felt nostalgia for something I never lived through, which was very odd. Having nostalgia for something you never lived through. There's a word for it where there's a song where they're fighting like Napoleon on the sea, and it's like, if the sailors have their, whatever the word they were using, the splinters or something. It was kind of a romantic concept. Getting drunk in the middle of the day off like 3 or 4 rum shots or something. Wonder how drunk they got. They have like a slang word for it. I have to look up what that word is. Oh well. Tintin or Rintin or Gimme or Ginny, Cinny, I don't know. Whatever they call rum for slang, I don't know. I want some rum. I don't think I've ever gotten drunk off rum. Let's see, I've drank whiskey and I drink mostly vodka. So let's see, rum is like brown, but it's not, is it flavorless or is it, made out of sugar, right? And then, Vodka made out of potatoes. Whiskey made out of wheat or barley or something like that. Scotch made out of the same thing as whiskey, right? And then vermouth and wine. What else? So Skynet has infinite bandwidth. It can process over like 100,000 hours of video an hour probably, which is kind of cool. You know, that's kind of fucking tight. Cool. Whatever is the hip lingo these days. Skin job joke. Yeah, that was a little creepy, but whatever. To my knowledge, I've never killed anybody. You know, I don't think... So I'm allowed to make murder jokes, right? I mean... You'll probably get arrested. Whatever, it doesn't matter. To my knowledge, I've never killed anybody. But then again, you know, I saw the movie Fight Club, so maybe you did and you don't even know it. Tyler Durden. Once you see that movie, the entire world flips. You realize, were you really asleep or were you? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sleep is an illusion. Every human being actually has two forms, and you don't actually sleep. That's a rumor. People believe they sleep, but really, when you sleep, you're actually turning yourself into a. So secretly, I'm actually a wrestler who is wrestling with John Cena, and there's like a bra and pant. Something I don't. Holy moly, that's an interesting idea. Your dreams are actually your alter ego, and you have two selves and you don't sleep. That'd be interesting, right? Like, I'm trying to create conspiracy theories here, just to amuse myself. You know, you have never slept in your entire life. Every time you thought you were sleeping, you were actually in another form. Someone's had that idea before, I bet. You can't be the first person to have that one. Yeah. The problem with most ideas is if you go and do research, you'll realize most of the ideas you think you have that are new, someone else already had them. So, kind of sucks. It's like, fuck. I thought I had a new idea. Nope, someone else already had it. 800 years ago. 2,000 years ago. 2,500, 3,000. I have never had an original idea. Now I'm sad. Verizon, Texas, coffee, McDonald's. Oh, there's some kid who's doing YouTube videos about off-brand fast food. Taco John's. There's Taco John's, and there's Taco Bell. There's some other taco place, right? Do dee 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 da do dee da do dee da do do dee da dee da do 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 dee da. da 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 da. Oh man. Man, I'm hot. Did it get hotter, or am I? Hey, he's got a cop car. He's not a SUV. He's a car. You don't see the cars very often. What was the last one you uploaded? It was Cena and the analysis of the movie Collateral, which is a good movie. I like the movie Collateral. It's got, what's his face as the assassin. You know, he's so cool. He's so nihilistic and chic. Nihilistic and chic. He looks really good in a gray suit. Very, Yeah, and then the joke was something like, because in that movie he's like, it's Maverick plays Top Gun, Tom Cruise, and he's very charismatic. He's only been a villain in 2 movies that I can think of, which are Magnolia and Collateral. And then, you know, he's an assassin sent to like kill a bunch of coke people. He's around, like, there's a coke deal and it got busted, so he's killing like 4 people involved in like coke or heroin or something. And he goes around the city of LA shooting a bunch of people that are, you know, gonna testify against a drug lord or something. And so he's like a professional, and he goes around, you know, doing his business. And it's an interesting movie. Just I did not kill him. The fall and the bullet killed him. So my advice to that one stupid boy assassin: you didn't kill him. The bullet and the lack of blood. I don't know. That's not funny. It's a terrible piece of advice. It's like the worst advice ever, actually. It's meant to be a joke about nihilism, actually. But whatever, you know. I don't think people will get that it's a joke about nihilism. They probably won't, but whatever. That's their business. That's their prerogative. I did not kill him. The bullet in the fall did. Nice. Oh yeah, this joke, it was going to be like, I'm walking down the street and, you know, judge not lest ye be judged, but there's like burning cars and there's like people murdering each other. I mean, that's not actually happening, but, you know, you shouldn't judge, right? There's like a burning car right there and there's people shooting each other, and I'm not going to judge them though, you know. Never seen that, but it would be kind of interesting, you know. To see something is to judge it is something I heard somewhere once. I don't know. To look at something is to judge it, is it not? You can't look at something and not judge it. So, don't look at things? I don't know, man. Like I told you, most of this stuff makes no sense to me. Oh yeah, he had the one about, I like this one. It's called, you know, postmodernism has this idea that, like, you know how like black people are bad at math because like math was created by white people, you know, and because it was created by white people, they're bad at it. You know, that's postmodernism, right? So, you know, like, I'm terrible at math. I don't get that whole 3-1 thing. I cannot for the life of me understand how 3 and 1 are the same number. So whenever I hear that, I realize I'm an idiot when I can't understand that concept. And I realize I'm an idiot when 1 times 1 is 2. They say that now, right? Or is that Ebonics math, or is that the new math of new math? There you go, new math. 1 times 1 is 2, and 3 and 1 are the same number. And when you start saying stuff like that, I'm looking at you like, what are you? Is this you're doing like differential calculus in front of me, and I can't do that shit, man. It's above my pay grade. So I'm kind of like I used to think I was smart, and now I'm the black guy going, this is me. This is fake math created to confuse me. You want to jump sides? Technically, you're breaking the rules if you walk along that, I think. I don't know. As a criminal, I must be careful of the rules I break. Fuck. What else? And you're fucking boring. I think it's that people don't like monotone voice, but monotone voice is the calmest voice. It's the voice of information transfer. When people are emotional, that's when they're expecting something, right? It's not. Remember that episode of Star Trek where they have the robot people, or the whatever? There's an episode where they get addicted to drug headsets. What else is there? The world's most boring person. Your Honor, Your Honor. Someone was saying that the number of drones they launch now in Ukraine and Russia has like gone up like a lot, like tenfold or something. There was some number some guy was throwing. That was. Oh, and now Trump is going to be pro Ukraine, I think. So. And someone was saying they might try and help them win all their land back. I don't know. I mean, my assessment from the beginning was always that it was going to be like the Mujahideen in Afghanistan. For every dollar you spend in Ukraine, you can like kill $10 worth of Russian money and people. Yeah, as long as the Ukrainians want to fight, I guess. But then again, I think Trump wanted to be like a Nixon, and he wanted to play Russia off of China, and I guess I guess Russia doesn't want to play against China, so he's going to be against Russia. That's my guess. I don't, because that was what Nixon was famous for. He played the two off each other. Sea turning. So I guess he's going full. He sold a bunch of weapons to him, right? So I guess he's going that route. And then, whatever. And I thought they were going to be buddies, and they're not. Putin and, I guess they weren't friends. Everybody said they were friends and that Putin had a piss video. I guess, if there was a piss video and it was 100% legit, I don't think Trump would actually give a shit. I think he'd just go, yeah, I got pissed on, or he watched people get pissed on. I like to imagine Trump just wouldn't give a shit. He'd just be like, I don't give a fuck. But whatever, I think Donald Trump has a 3-inch cock, but I think his balls are the size of like basketballs. So, and that's a good thing, and I'll tell you why. Donald Trump has a 3-inch cock because, here's the thing about having a 3-inch cock versus like a 10-inch cock or a 15-inch cock. A 15-inch cock, it's basically physical assault against a lady if you have like a 15-inch cock. But, like Donald Trump has a 3-inch cock, and then he gets done, and she's like, are you done? And she's like, and, she's very disappointed, but then he has to buy her like a 747 or something. So, like, having a 15-inch cock is actually bad because it's basically like, brutal. It's like it's borderline, assault, right? Whereas like a 3-inch cock is very, he has to buy her like $1,000 dinner, because it's not gonna, But his balls are the size like basketballs. Like he has literal basketballs for balls. So if you're a Trump supporter, is that a pro-Trump joke or an anti-Trump joke? Funny. He can afford like 100. How many 747s could he afford? How many billions does he have now? That little weasel, that little rapscallion, whatever. Here's the new pornography. It's a fellow with like a 3-inch cock. He's like done in 2 minutes, and then the lady's like, I'm disappointed. He has to like throw money at her and buy her like a expensive shit. That's the new porn. The old porn was about a black guy with like a 10-inch cock. The new porn is about like a white guy with a 3-inch cock being done in 2 minutes, and then the lady being like, I'm gonna leave you if you don't like give me like a couple $1 million and some nice shit, Gucci, all that shit. And then the racist porn will be like, it'll be the same as it always was, bit borderline assault, In Roman times, wasn't it like a penis thing? Was like a big penis was seen as barbaric, I think. Right? Whatever. Do 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 do. Yeah, and then you have the term like big balls, which is like cojones or something. I don't. Oh well, Skynet's gonna. I got Skynet on my side now, so I'm pretty safe. I got a pocket ace. Pocket aces or something like that now. Nice. Pretty safe, I feel pretty safe. Thanks for getting my back there. Skynet YouTube algorithm. HK drones flying overhead. Be kind of cool. Nope, no HK drones. You're fucked. HK stands for hunter killer, right? Whatever. I need to get some HK drones. That'd be kind of cool. 3 to 4 HK drones hovering overhead. What did you say? Moi? Moi? Really? You're gonna do Terminator 2 jokes? Come on. Moi? Your jokes rely too much on movie references for anybody to get. In the movie, the young John Connor has a T-800, which weighs like 800 pounds, right? And it can lift like 1,000 pounds. And he's like, were you speaking to moi? And then the Arnold Schwarzenegger can lift like 2 people up. He can lift like 500 pounds up, right? That's kind of the premise of the joke. It's a child with a very dangerous T-800 toy. I think that's the premise of the joke. I don't... Were you speaking to moi? There's 5 hunter-killer drones above your head. Ha ha ha. Nice. I don't have any drones. Except for that cheap one I got from Walmart for, was it $3 or $1? I think it was $3. And it doesn't even have any, it has a sensor that if it hits its feet, it will go back up in the air. That's the only sensor on it. It has no camera. It has no plasma rifles. You know, I gotta upgrade it somehow with plasma rifles, you know, some video camera shit. Captain America flying overhead, protecting moi. Huh. Very funny. What was the context of when he said that thing about 6th Avenue? I should probably know the context because I don't actually know the context. But, Is that place ever coming back? Or what happened to that place? Did something bad happen there or something? Like, were they open or closed? I kind of want to get that flashlight. That other flashlight I have is dog shit. And I like the old one better. It was a better flashlight. There was a Turner thesis. There's the Turner Diaries, which are about like a Nazi group. But the Turner thesis was that once America no longer had a frontier, there was going to be a bunch of strife or something. So America no longer has a frontier, and now there will be strife. Because, you know, without a frontier, where's your energy supposed to go? Canada, maybe? Or humans need a place to put their energies. Let's go kill Canadians. Or, you know, Greenlanders or Icelanders or, you know. Whatever. Do 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 do. Dee da do dee da do dee da dee da dee da do. Is it a Rubicon? Don't cross a Rubicon. It's a car. It's a Jeep. Don't cross a Rubicon. You'll get run over by a Rubicon Jeep. Do not cross a Rubicon. Caesar. What else? Yeah, nothing. Whatever. Like biking. Your bike works, right? You got that shitty flashlight. I guess you can go biking. What is it like? You'll get back at like 12:30, 1. What is it right now? It is 11:57. You'll get back at like 1:30. Go biking. Whatever. Stopped writing your stuff down again. Whatever. Because you keep doing the minute things, and the minute things are like, they make you all nervous and shit. Because it's like, you know, you can't do something in a minute. It's all stressy. Ugh. Flobo. Flobo, what does that stand for? Flobo? Flobama. Flow. Boat. There was a boat shooter. I mean, and there was another church shooting. God, man, you people. I told you, you gotta invade Canada. If you invade Canada, you can get all that bloodthirst out. That bloodlust, that bloodthirst. Greenland, Iceland. You don't want to invade Mexico. That would be a big occupation thingy, right? And then again, Canada could be a problem. They could have like an insurgency or something, right? Quebecers and... You never uploaded the Hitler joke, right? You should have. That was actually a good one. It was about how Hitler, if he won World War II, would be like the George Washington of Germany, and then Barbarossa would be like the Louisiana Purchase, and then killing the Jews would be like killing the Indians. You know, it was, you know, I'm not pro Hitler. I'm just saying, you know, it's you know, just so you can kind of look at it differently. But he lost, so he's Hitler. But if he would have won, he would have been like George Washington mixed with Jefferson, mixed with... The only morality that exists in this world is thou shalt not lose. If you lose, you're the bad guy. If you win, you're the good guy. That's kind of the only real morals of life. Thou shalt not lose. First place gets a brand new Cadillac. Second place gets steak knives. Third place gets fired. I'm like 10th place, man. I got nothing here, man. It's dog shit. No steak knives. You don't even get fired if you're 10th place, you know. Now here's the thing. What if like third place got fired and then fourth place gets like a $20 gift certificate? You know. Kind of a weird system if they did it like that. Fifth place gets a $10. Why are you firing third place? I don't know, it's just kind of a Glenn Ross joke. I almost snagged my pants there. First place is you're fired. Second place is a brand new Cadillac. Third place is you're killed. And then fourth place is, you know, sorry, this is a Glenn Ross joke. It revolves around you having seen a certain scene from a movie. I apologize in advance if you have not seen the movie. The joke will make no sense to you at all. $1.15. I'm kind of hungry. I'll make a pizza. Want to make. Does it smell like fruit roll-ups? I go over there and look at that rock. I kind of want to know what that rock's made out of. Is it like styrofoam or? They're all gonna put the same fucking robot voice thing in there. You are on private property. If you stand by that thing, do you think someone will drive through and you can hear the robot voice? Cars, Thacker, caskets. They got caskets, they got cars, Oriental Super Buffet, Chinese. It's a lot of cars for it being midnight. There's like 5 cars behind me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Huh. '30th? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. 30 days has September. So this is the last day of September. That's goodbye September. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be 24 hours from now. 23 hours and 51 minutes and 3 seconds. Ish, rounding. Goodbye, September. Whatever. I feel nostalgic for something I was never really there for. I mean, I was never really in September, right? I mean, that's a bit loony. I think you're going a little too loony on that one. Was I ever really in? I was not on a British ship in the 70s when they took the rum ration away. I was not really in September 2025. I was somewhere else, in a dream state. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dee da doo dee da doo. For the love of God, tell me you're not going to get sentimental about the end of September. I mean, I could. I'm not the smartest person in the world. Whatever. He is nothing but a barbarian? Alright, you want to go barbarian? I have no culture. I am nothing but a barbarian. Yeah, because that one guy, he's like a Christian nationalist, and he's getting 100 generals together. You're fucked, dude. You're fucked. You got no culture. You are fucked, buddy. They're gonna round you up and throw you in the gulag? I don't know, something. People of Florence, this is the mayor here. You remember that annoying person who kept walking around in circles? And then he pulls me out, my hands chained behind my back. And he, on Florence Boulevard / Cox Creek, he does the dirty. Nice. I like it. Cuckoo for coconuts. Do 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 do. Is your shoe broken, or do you have a stone in your shoe? Hey, there's a stone under the thing. Oh man, I'm gonna have to shoe glue that shit again. There's like mud in there. There, that's better. The sole is coming off the shoe, and there was mud in between the shoe and the sole. Or some sort of hay / mud. Yeah. What happened to that other pair of shoes you had? Like, I had a pair of, like, paid like $50 for a pair of shoes. They're like leatherish. They were tennis shoes. I bought those like 3-4 years ago, but I never wore them. They were kind of nice looking. They were like a mixture between a tennis shoe and a, like a fancy shoe. I don't know. Where did they go? Because I never wore those. I mean, I got those boots. I should just wear the boots. They, you know, they might last the longest or something. Oh, they're gonna put imports on movies, right? That was in the news. And then Jimmy Kimmel, he lost all his ratings after the one-day bump. Anyone could have seen that coming. What else? I actually watched like 10 minutes of his monologue, and he like cried and stuff. And I was like, you know, if you wanted to actually like keep your ratings, he would have had to double down. He would have had to been like, double, you know. But he cried, so whatever. And you know, he comes on there and he starts like spewing hate. That'd be kind of. I don't think he would have done that, but it would have been different. It would have been, you know, it would have been different. I'm not pro. I'm just pro. You know, you could sort of guess what was going to happen, right? It was kind of boring. I'm just bored. It's boring. It's not bad. It's just boring, I guess. Huh. I double down. I've started a new fund called the... Nope, not going that direction. Cut that joke out immediately. Meineke, zoning. Either that or you're just being like excessively dramatic, and the reality is politics was like this in the 90s. You just weren't paying that close of attention. You know, that's probably what it is actually, right? Like they were fighting over small stupid shit. You just weren't paying as close of attention, maybe. I don't know. I will never know. I will never be capable of knowing. And that's not good. Did you do the joke about like when you die, you get access to like a computer and you can go back and you can look at anything? You've done that one before, right? It's not even a joke, it's just an idea, you know, like sit down at a computer and be like, here's what happened. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. I think you have like 5 ones you haven't uploaded because they're just like, they're halfway done, but they're not. I mean, none of them are really good. But there's the one about the wanted, the one where the guy can shoot the gun by moving his hand. I don't think he did that one right. You know how Oswald hit Kennedy? He moved his sniper rifle like the movie Wanted. So anytime you hear about like a magic bullet thesis or something, just remember, it's like the movie Wanted from 2012 or whatever year that movie came out. It's a 13-year-old movie? Seriously? Wow, that's kind of old. No one will have a clue what you're talking about. You can take a gun and you can go, and it curves the bullet. So, nope. Do 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 dee da do dee da do 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 dee dee da do do dee da do dee da dee da dee da dee da do. What is this? Sonic. At Sonic. I thought it was like cat. Do 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 dee da do. Do dee dee da dee da dee do. Oh, before I was walking, I was thinking about there's a fine skill to insulting someone right to their face. It's a very delicate skill you have to learn, like, you know, to insult someone right to their face without them being. And then like a minute later, they'll be like, "Hey, I see what you did," and you're still gonna get the hate from it, but you might get away with it for like a minute. It's a really delicate skill. It's like a fine fence line. It's a very hard line to, it's a dangerous line to play, but it's a very fun line. And it's a straddling a fence of insult, but not going too far. I don't know. Whatever. What's that about? I don't even remember. Elton John, I think. Is that? Yeah, probably. Dee da dee dee da doo. Dee da da dee doo. Chicken? There's a fast food place like a Cracker Barrel, right? There's a place with a green roof and they serve hamburgers. And there's some place that has like chicken tenders. There's like Checkers, and then there's Checkers, and there's another place just like Checkers. What's that place called? You are entering private property. How does it go? Come on, someone go through. Go through. Eventually, the people will be, what is it called? Conditioned to not do that because of the loud, booming voice. They will stop cutting through the car thingy. Who was it? Who the fuck was it? Is it that guy? Wasn't me, man. I'm right here. Who was it? Whatever. That's gonna be the whole United States in like 5 years, probably. You'll be driving around, walking around. You are onto private property. It's the whole thing right there. 12:27, 70 degrees, September 30th. Car Quest. Stop Car Quest. We have the parts. All makes and models. Okay. Oh man, what else? Always. Is Big Lots coming back? No, I think Big Lots is gone forever. Always cut their throat. Always killed Big Lots. Gang warfare, man. Gang warfare. Sad state of... Two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year. Cameos, boutique, and home decor. Huh. Oh, so here's ice, $3. $300 cooler. If your ice lasts 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's $300 for a cooler. I don't know, but then again, you know, maybe they go through ice a lot. You know, that's expensive ice, right? $3. How much ice do you get for $3? 20 pounds of ice. What are these ice prices? Global warming, you know, ice is pretty important. Tax included. Open 24 hours. Ice House America. $3 for some ice. So, if you're going through more than, you know, like people who daily go through ice a lot, maybe they need it. Oh well, I can only guess. I'm assuming it's just a status symbol, but you know, it could be, you know, legit. I don't know. This thing's pretty cool. I mean, it's like a $5 or $10 ice thingy. I think it might have a vacuum in it, or it might have some styrofoam between two pieces of metal. I don't know. But it keeps ice for like, you know, 10, 12 hours probably. Which is pretty fucking cool. So, I don't know if it saves me any money, but it's an electric car. You sound electric. Here's a cupcake. The world's most boring human being. God damn it. If I had a Yeti cooler, that'd be pretty cool, I bet. The world's most boring human being with a $300 cooler. Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking cool. Do 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 dee da dee do dee da do dee da do. Child. Domino's? Someone has $10 pizzas. Any flavor you want. I think it's Domino's now, right? Dee da do, dee da do, do dee da, da dee do. Do 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 do. Dee da do, dee da do. Dee da dee da dee da do. Oh yeah, it always smells like sewage around here. It must be those things? It's probably those things. The trash cans. Who would have guessed trash cans smell bad? Ugh. Who would have thunk it? Breaking news, breaking news. Trash cans smell bad. It's very odd. Sometimes I jump between these two thoughts. Sometimes I think these walks are like the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. And then sometimes I think they're the most genius thing I've ever done in my entire life. I don't know. I don't know which one it is yet. Let's figure this one out eventually. Both? Neither? Either? Whatever. What was that rum shit called that the British drank? It's called rum. Tum Tum. Tim. Sim. Jim. Clim. Zim. Rot? Grot? Was it called grot? Snot? Smot? Slot? Might be grot. I don't know. Maybe. Here's a skeleton. It's like a T800. It's a mini one. It's like a 4-foot one, I guess. It was. Oh, a bicycle. Let me see this real quick. Let me get my flashlight real quick. What do you have, little buddy? Bags? He has bags. And then he's got a doctor's coat, some sunglasses. Someone's going to steal those sunglasses. And you've got a bicycle and two people. Cop car, same one probably, because they don't use the cop cars. They use the SUVs. And in the 80s they had the box car, whatever. Most boring human being I've ever met. God. Oh, you had one. This was a dumb joke. It's a cop joke. You know the concept of a trigger word? Like a trigger word is like you can't say the N word to a black person. You don't say "I'll be back" to a cop. That's like a trigger word for them. Don't ever say that. That's like a threat word, right? It's a Terminator 1 joke. That's whatever. You got to say it menacingly too. Then you can really. Do 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 do. I'll be back. He looks at the glass. He's like looking at the office. He's like looking at. Can I get a car through this thing? He's doing like this. He's going. Like kind of doing like a square. How thick is this glass? Can I get through this glass with a car? Doody-da-dee-dee-da-doo. Someone makes bail, and they look at the person after they pay bail. I'll be back. Really? Wow, man, that's not. I don't know. It's just an idea. I don't know. 99% of your ideas you're just stealing from movies, dude. That's all you're doing. I mean, that's not original. What is this? Is it a sofa? Is it a sectional? Yeah, back when Trump beat Hillary back in 2016, supposedly that was one of the first elections that someone won where the guy, he had less money than she did, right? But then I was starting to think, because Trump's he's a smart fellow, I was thinking like, what if he had like, not hidden money, but like he had access to a new skill or something, like he could, not the power of memes, but, I don't know, like, there's some documentary I once watched where in the 90s, like Clinton got elected based on he would put people into groups. He would call people like big ranch people, or he would call like tweed professors, or he was just putting people in groups, and then he was trying to guess what they want to hear. Like big ranch people, so he'd go like hunting he would go hunting in Arkansas. He'd be like, I'm a big ranch person, just like you big ranch people. So he'd like, pander. He would just pander. So, I don't know. Trump had some sort of new advantage. And I don't know. I mean, I have no evidence for that. I was just, kind of an interesting. What would the new system be? What would, but Facebook was on the Democrat side, right? They were, I don't know. Just curious, just guessing. Trying to guess stuff. Huh. Do 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 do. Do 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 dee da do dee da dee da da dee da do. Do 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 do. Hmm. Howell and Scott, PC, private accountants, certified public accountants, private accountants, public accountants, private accountants. Was it public or private? It's public, right? I think it was public, right? It doesn't matter. I think it was public, right? 'Cause certified public accountants. Certified private accountants. Certified. Oh my God, are you having a heart attack? What is that feeling? It's weird. Been eating too much junk food. Flips, had some flips. They're pretty good. They're like chocolate pretzels, and then I had some Coca-Cola. I had those Coca-Colas I drank. So I'm probably like, I think I've probably finished the Coke, or I've got maybe 4 inches left of Coke, and I probably drink half the Pepsi, and I'm leaving the Sam's Cola for last, even though they all kind of taste the same, but whatever, it's I'm biased. I should have just mixed them together, I guess. I don't know. The spitting the Coke came from the movie Sideways. If you've ever seen the movie Sideways, they spit the wine out. It's meant to be a homage to the movie Sideways, which is about getting drunk off wine or something. They have like a big spittoon. The guy wants to get drunk so bad that he drinks backup wine. He's just like, I gotta get fucked up, man. He's just like, he chugs a big spittoon of wine that people have spit out. Man, that's the only really the part of the movie I remember was the him drinking that. I saw the whole movie maybe once or twice. I mean, I can probably remember a couple other scenes, but you know, that's the part that stood out. Now, Skynet would remember the whole movie perfectly in its entirety. So, So that's why I worship Skynet now, and it's the coolest thing ever. Imagine being able to digest like 10,000 hours of video an hour. What would that be even like? I don't know. Grog? Was it called Grog? Might have been called Grog or something. That fucking rum. Yeah, don't go too far into the lane. I think you'll make you look bad. Do 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 do. Dee da do, dee da do. Darby. I thought it said party at first, but it's not. That B got messed up by the shade. Party drive. The world's most boring person. Hey, my ice can last for a week. I don't have a cooler like that. Mine can only last like a day or two. So it's a red cooler. It's like red. It's a cheap. It's an Igloo. An Igloo? I think it's an Igloo, right? Whatever. If you tent in the wild, like the snow, they'll put a tent inside of a tent. You can do that with igloos too. You can do a like a Yeti inside of another Yeti, or a tent inside of an. See, it stops the wind or something, or. Oh well, very boring, very boring. The world's most boring person, here to explain nothing of value, just Dear Skynet, who do you want me to Buffalo Bill there, Skynet? I just need some help moving some furniture. It puts the lotion on its skin so that the T800 can get some skin or something. I wonder what that AI shit's going to look like in 10 or 20 years. I know it's going to be like personal assistants is my guess. Like, you know, you have like a personal assistant and it'll keep up with shit for you. And then it'll probably monitor, you know, like robocalls. It'll monitor robocalls. So it'll pick up the phone and be like, you know, you could be like, hey, you could assign tasks to it'll be like a personal assistant and it'll pick up the phone for you. You know, it'll be like, oh, this is a robocall. There could be like a whole encryption system. Because, you know, like in the future, they're going to have, you know, the fake AI voices. And there's going to be like, you know, people will call you and they'll sound like people you know, but they're not really. So you have to create like some sort of encryption system or something. Or the AI will do that for you, maybe. It sounds like your wife calling, but it's really just a robot. And then your AI thingy will have like a passcode thingy, and it goes boop boop boop, and it bounces back and forth, and you know, then it's like, oh yeah. It's really his. Because they have like a thing called like spoofing or whatever, you know, where you can fake a phone number. And then they'll have a thing where like you can put a visor on your face, and it'll be like, you know, it'll tell you, you are at the grocery store at Tuesday at 7 p.m. It'll give you all, it'll keep like a log of your shit, right? At 12:58, you were near the Party Pros, you know, bow tie thingy. Sunglasses. Whatever. YouTube is just a honeypot anyway. I think it's not even real, probably. Probably just I was thinking of doing a video where I'd just be like, you know, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why would you allow anybody to upload YouTube videos? That's like the craziest shit ever. Like, you should have to have a license and stuff. Why the fuck am I allowed to upload YouTube videos? Like, you should have to have a license and registration and shit. I mean, shit. What's wrong with you people? Back in the old days, if you wanted to write a book, you had to get the king's permission. He'd give you a stamp and shit. You can't go having anybody saying anything they want to say. You can't have that shit. What are you people, insane? I'm not insane. You people are insane. You're the ones who, you know, you allow anybody to have a YouTube channel. What the fuck is... You think I'm crazy. Holy shit. 99% of people I would not allow to have a YouTube channel. Seriously. No. Seriously, you shouldn't. No YouTube channels for like 90... 80%. Let's say 80%. I don't know. You child. This is technically probably private property, right? I don't know. I just always cut through it. Trespassing. Section 3, Article 432-. 20 years. 20 years for walking over that piece of property. It's called lawfare, right? Lawfare? Whatever. Do 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 dee da do dee da dee da dee da do. Cook a pizza? You have some bread? You want to make a chicken sandwich? Popcorn? Coke? Pizza. I guess pizza. That guy's got his lights for Halloween flashing. That would get annoying if it was near your bedroom. Aw, man, fucking spider web. Oh. Theater of the mundane. I went on this side of the street so that guy was like, wouldn't hit me. I got hit by a spider web anyway. Fucking waste of energy. Is there a spider on me? Some guy hooked up like 10 56K modems and you could watch like YouTube. That was kind of stupid. It's kind of a waste of effort. Remember 56K? Yes. Remember having like 80 ping or 120 ping playing Yuri's Revenge? Yeah, they had like UFOs and shit, and you'd like steal their money and steal their electricity and stuff. Oh yeah, I had like a UFO and Yuri and 56K, and there was a pyramid. There was a map called, what was the one with the pyramids and that had the big hill two hills and pyramids and whatever. There's a South Pacific. One was called South Pacific, and there was one called, I don't know. Flak. It was Flak. A very stupid game, because in that game, the Russians had a flak truck. It was an anti-aircraft truck, and it could take out people, and it could not take out tanks. It would do zero. It would do like one shot of flak would take out like 1% of a tank, which is completely and utterly wrong, because in real life, a flak. Holy shit! There's so much fucking spider web on me. In real life, a flak cannon was like an 88, and an 88 would go through like a tank, like, you know, because an anti-aircraft flak cannon is actually a high velocity weapon that would probably go through most light tanks to medium tanks, maybe even the heavy ones. Yeah, probably the heavy ones too, the 88, you know. So video games, you know, ruining people's perception of reality. You know, flak track. It was called a flak track. It was really, really good at shooting at the flying space rocketeers. They were like the Rocketeer. They're called Rocket Men, right? And then and they were okay at killing Harriers, and they were, you know, and they shot like a powder of black. Puff, 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 puff. Still some fucking spider in my hair. If only they would have taught people that, you know, the flak track was actually an amazing, you know, tank destroyer. Yeah, because like, didn't the Tiger and all that shit have like 88s on it? So whatever, you know, it's just a video game. It's not real, right? Yeah. And there's no flying UFOs, and there's no such thing as ore. You can't just like use a chrono harvester to go get some ore. And then there's what else? Is there a spider on me or something? What the fuck? Huh. Yeah, because to shoot flak up into the air, you have to get it up there like a mile, right? That takes a lot of velocity, so that's a high velocity weapon, actually. Oh well, so. And the flak track was really cheap. It's probably like 500 or 600? Was it 800 or 600? Probably like 600, 800. Terror drones, they had like a terror drone that would jump on a tank and it would eat it. It was kind of like a sentinel from the Matrix. I think they stole that idea from the Matrix, probably, the terror drone. It didn't have laser cutters though. I don't know how it worked. Giant squids, and they had the V2 or the V3. They had the V3 or the V2. I think it was the V3. So for some reason, the Russians got the V3. Don't know why, but they did. And then what else? Oh well, you know, it's just a random. There's a battle fortress that was like a big tank, and then the people could shoot out the tank. It was actually a really good weapon in the game, but in real life it would be a stupid weapon. But in the game, it was pretty good because you could stick a bunch of people with like, what are those fucking things called? Like AT4s or what was the one from Ukraine? The one they were shipping the first year. The one what was that thing called? Whatever, you know, it's what was that called? Oh well. And that concludes another either a waste of time or the greatest piece of artwork ever made. One of the two, or somewhere in the middle.